ChatGPT just launched Work, their answer to Claude's Cowork, and I have been testing this, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to get started, what you can use it for, answer the question I'm getting so much of. Do I need to switch now from Claude to ChatGPT? I'm going to break this down in plain English for you, and by the end of this video, know exactly how to use it and what you can start building with it. ChatGPT launched Work, and it has been one of the biggest updates that we've seen from Chat this year, along with the 3 new models. So what exactly is ChatGPT Work? So it's basically what was missing from ChatGPT and what a lot of people switched to Claude 4. ChatGPT can take action on your work instead of just being stuck in the browser or just doing kind of surface level tasks unless you were confident to go into Codex. So this will be really important update for businesses who are looking to take their AI to the next level. So some of the use cases that Chat have put out, so finance and operations, connecting your marketing tools, sales performance, data analytics, some engineering examples too. The way I want you to think about this is regular ChatGPT was more like a collaborator. You steer it message by message. ChatGPT Work is a delegate. So you brief it on the outcome. It writes the plan and then it goes off and does the job. And this can be across your emails, your files, your calendar, your apps, and comes back to you with the job done, whether that be a spreadsheet, a deck, a document, even a whole website. So quick orientation here. It's not a separate subscription, just a mode in ChatGPT. And if you are familiar with Claude Cowork, it functions pretty similar. And if you're sitting here thinking, I cannot learn another tool, I see you. That's actually the top comment on the biggest comparison video currently. Stay with me because my answer at the end is designed for exactly that feeling. Okay, so I'm going to work out of ChatGPT Work in the desktop application today. You can also access this via the browser and it looks pretty similar. So over here, we have ChatGPT and then we also have Codex. So within the ChatGPT mode, we come over here and this is how we access Work. If we then go over to Plus, we can add our files and folders just like we can in ChatGPT. We can also attach app shots, which is basically like a screenshot of your browser. Then we can tell it to work in a project. We can also set a goal, and this is where AI tools are really going. We want to start delegating out to AI, basically prompting it based on our outcome. Like, what is the outcome you are trying to achieve with AI? And then get it to work on that for you. We've also got plan mode over here, plugins. These are just like a collection of tools or tool that allows ChatGPT to go and do the work for us. And there's also some new features here, Creator, Sites, and the browser, which is where ChatGPT opens its own browser and then clicks through. Okay, so let's first up connect some plugins. So we can connect them. So we've got like Canva, Gmail, or we can also find them over here. And one of the biggest things about this launch was that there are over 9,000 plugins already in this list. So let's just connect my Gmail to start with. If you're connecting this for the first time, this will just have install. And so you can see here now it's showing connected. Over here, we've got our skills. So this is basically letting us know what skills are enabled for this tool. So Gmail, ChatGPT Gmail can summarize the threads and draft replies for us, and it can triage an inbox into action buckets, which is super handy. It's like having your own VA in your inbox for you. What you'll note here too is that it's not going to send emails on our behalf. So let's just give this a try here. I'm going to tell it to sort out my inbox, which is pretty messy at the moment. Hey Chat, can you please sort through my inbox, and based on the types of emails, can you group them into buckets for me? To do, follow up, archive. I will let you determine the best sorting system. And now what it's going to do is basically create a plan and work through. Also, you'll note down here are our permissions. So this is currently set for ask for approval, and it tells you what it's doing. Always ask to edit external files and use the internet. You can also set it to approve for me, so it's only going to ask you for permissions that it has determined are potentially unsafe. And then you can just let it go crazy with full access, which I do not recommend. And there have been reports recently of it deleting files off people's computers. So I would just treat it like your junior staff assistant and get it to ask you for approvals until you're confident, and then you might go to approve for me. So you can see over here, we've got our sources. So if we were working on something other than email, we could also add in different apps here. So we could actually get this to maybe ping me in Slack with things that require urgent attention. There's also the ability to bring in Notion or add in different plugins here. And we've also got this output here. So we can create a document, a presentation, a spreadsheet, or a site. Again, I'm going to get into sites in this video shortly. Okay, so within a couple of minutes, it's gone through all of my emails and archived the ones that need archiving and set up a do, action, reply, follow up, review, monitor, bucket. Amazing. Now let's get into sites. This is one of the features in this update that made me sit up, because ChatGPT is no longer just writing code. It will create full sites for you. It hosts them live on the internet, and you can even create custom domains. So as a test, I created this cats in Pyjamas site. And if we just jump into the back end of this by going over here. So it created me this cats in Pyjamas site from a literal one-line prompt. It gave me these three options. I chose number one, and then it built this site in minutes for me, which is live here and is super cute. The amazing thing about this ChatGPT update too is that not only do you get to create sites like this, you could create them for lead magnets, client onboarding, but you also can access the image generation model within ChatGPT. What I found really cool when building this as well is, so if we jump over here to sites and then go into the three dots here, and we can either choose to jump back into the thread and make changes, or we can also jump into settings, and this is where you add your custom domain. So if you wanted a .com domain here, you can also just share this. You can also add environment variables. So this is where you could add in webhooks so that it could send data. Say you're using this for a lead capture form, a lead magnet, over to your email marketing software. And you can also set up secrets too. So these are like fully functional landing pages. You could also create things like a quote calculator for your services, a live launch tracker, or even a morning dashboard. The only thing that I want you to keep in mind here is you can't take payments directly in these sites. So you would need to link it out to a Stripe payment link or whatever other checkout system that you are using. You can also access the site analytics here too. So it would have all of the site views, which is pretty awesome, because if you pay for a domain for like $7 a year and build this site directly in ChatGPT, you can have a website up and running very quickly for very little cost. So sites are cool, they're fun, they're novel, but work's day job is really about being a delegate. So forget the videos where someone's building this like amazing dashboard. Here's what delegating out to AI actually looks like for your business. We can set up scheduled tasks in ChatGPT Work for things like a daily brief, where it has a look at your work day, your calendar, your unread emails, your priorities coming up. It could even scan your Slack channel for you. We've got a weekly review here where it turns your recent work into a concise status update every Friday. So it could go into your Google Drive, your meeting transcripts, and kind of track all of the stuff that we often don't have time to do, and flag anyone that you need to get back to. Let's create one now. When we hit create, we can set these up manually or we can create with ChatGPT. I recommend creating with ChatGPT. It's the same with Claude Cowork scheduled tasks, because the way that AI works, they are able to write very, very good SOPs for themselves. So instead of me writing this like 3-line thing, hoping that it's going to achieve the outcome, I just want to brain dump into it and it's going to write a heaps better workflow than I ever could from my brain dump. So first up, it is going to explain how scheduled tasks work, and then it's going to interview me to figure out what exactly I need and when it should run. And so it's just saying here that scheduled tasks run a prompt later, even when you're not actively chatting. So they can be one-off, recurring, or monitoring style tasks where ChatGPT checks for changes and only notifies you when something meaningful happens. So OpenAI notes here that tasks cannot run more than once per hour, and their active tasks limits depending on your plan. And tasks may pause if they need your input or sit unattended for a while. So again, this is why I don't believe that automation software is going anywhere yet, because of these limitations. But let's create our scheduled task. I want you to go out and look for any opportunities for speaking events on AI daily. And then I want you to put together a pitch deck for any that you see are relevant to me. So we'll go global for this. And I want this to run, I think I just said daily. I want this to run weekly on a Sunday evening. So I guess the events from the last week that have popped up. We also need a way to track these so you're not just giving me the same events every time. We'll use Perth time zone. And I like this question. What should count as a successful result? A successful result would be finding relevant places to pitch for speaking and also creating this really nice report that is visual for me. And I think this should actually also track pitches, where they're at as well, who needs following up, that sort of thing. We'll see how it goes with this. So while that's building, you could also have this running in your emails. So it could be looking at your inbox and basically find anyone who has inquired about your services. Have you followed up with them? Do they need following up? It could draft those emails for you, and then it could let you know that those drafts are ready for your review. It could also do things like proposal assembler. So it could scan your calendar for the types of meetings that you're having, so a discovery call, and if there is one booked in, it knows to check back and grab that transcript and put it into your proposal template. There are so many opportunities with this. All right, a few more questions. Let's go 9 p.m. Sunday, and opportunities relevant to me. You can go out and just research me on the internet too. So it's going to set up this scheduled task that's going to run on Sunday at 9 p.m. and it's going to find some nice pictures for me. So comparing this to Claude's Cowork, what I'm finding so far is that it actually seems to work faster than Claude Cowork. I just like the feel of this so far, but let's give it a couple of other tasks to really test it out. I was going to say, can you access my desktop and tidy up all of my screenshots? Okay, and so here it's just asking me, can I access this? So I'm going to say allow once. We can just watch it work now. Like, this is insane at how fast that has worked. But what I really like is we could say, can you run this monthly for me, please? And you could even get it to categorize whatever screenshots are there. If you have random receipts that you send, all sorts of things, you can run this on a scheduled task now. And guess what? ChatGPT can take this off your hands. So it's going to now run this monthly for me. So here's the thing that nobody's really answering, and I will. Should you switch? Yes, I did get ChatGPT to make this fun site for the comparison. There really is no one universal winner. There is only the tool that makes the next handoff cheaper, clearer, and less annoying. So if you're already using Claude, sit tight. Most of ChatGPT really is just a carbon copy of Claude Cowork. So one independent benchmark actually found that the two are close enough that switch making really did not make sense and would in fact be more costly to you. The exception here is if you need hosted sites or cloud scheduled tasks, then Work performs better. However, you can just create your own websites with Claude Cowork or Claude Code. If you're already paying for ChatGPT, well, guess what? This is going to be a huge upgrade for you, and you won't switch to Claude in a couple of months when they come out with something else. Honestly, just stay where you are. If your clients live in ChatGPT, again, this is going to be a huge update. You need to meet them where they are. And ChatGPT just grew a delegate, and they're going to need someone who knows how to use it to teach them. And if you are not using either Claude Cowork or ChatGPT's Work properly, don't even bother about picking one and feeling like you've got FOMO. Honestly, you just need to pick one and stick with it for 30 days and just get the feel, get it doing some meaningful recurring tasks for you, and just ignore all of the launch hype because Claude will launch something soon. Here's a full breakdown too. So for ChatGPT Work, this is billed at $20 a user per month annually or $25 monthly with 2+ users. Plus is $20 a month and Pro is $200 a month. For Claude Cowork, we've got a few variations, but honestly, they're about the same price point. The only thing I would say is token limits on Claude are real, although ChatGPT has been enforcing their own token limits too. There's a few key things to watch out for here. So the new work usage, again, with these tokens can actually be hard to predict. So we want to start small. Also keep your approvals on and check usage before handing it a whole task. Cowork also still has the same considerations. You need to think about the permissions that you're giving it. And we just want to think about, is the tool doing the job we want? And if not, is this a massive impact on your ability to save time or money? If yes, then we look at switching. If no, we don't. The ChatGPT Work update is real. Sites are genuinely clever and useful. The cloud scheduling is probably the one true edge, and almost nobody needs to switch this month. One tool used well beats 5 half-learnt ones every single time. But here's what I want you to actually take away. So this video took me hours of playing around with this stuff, researching, testing, reading through a whole bunch of YouTube comments. So it could save you an afternoon, and then there's another launch next month and the month after. You don't need to keep up with all of it. That's my job. You just need one person who watches this stuff obsessively so that you don't have to. Tries it out on real business tasks and tells you straight, this one matters, ignore this one's hype. And if that sounds like something that you're after, that's exactly why I built the Wright membership. Every launch, every tool, every wait, do I need this? Oh my God, I feel so overwhelmed moment. You get my honest read first. And so you get access to me live 3 times a month with Cowork Q&A sessions, as well as a dedicated Build with Brooke session. And you can ask me directly about your setup, and you get to build alongside the most amazing community of women doing this together and learning AI to make more money in their business. There's no tech bro nonsense. If you're done figuring this out alone, I'll drop the link to the community below. And tell me in the comments, which camp are you in? Claude, ChatGPT, or please stop launching things because I'm so overwhelmed. I will see you on the next video, and make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out.